So there's this new feminist thing going on called If I Were a Boy, where they hold up signs, because holding up signs is what women do on the internet. It's like half communication, half selfie. Anyhow, they hold up signs and talk about how they'd behave better if they were boys. Things like, if I were a boy, I wouldn't act like a jerk to women, that sort of thing. And so here are my rebuttals.
If I were a boy, I'd never use the phrase, like a girl, as an insult.
If I were a girl, I'd never use phrases like, take it like a man, or man up, or real man, or be a man.
If I were a boy, I'd treat girls as humans that should be respected.
If I were a girl, I'd treat men as people, and not ATMs and ladders to popularity.
If I were a boy, I'd take the time to have a conversation.
If I were a girl, I'd take the time to become an interesting human being instead of a boring man-hating self-centered gossip queen, and then maybe men would enjoy talking to me.
If I were a boy, I'd educate myself about feminism.
If I were a girl, I'd work towards real equality by not joining the cult of me.
If I were a boy, I wouldn't slut-shame a woman for doing exactly what I do.
If I were a girl, I wouldn't perpetuate this double standard and then blame it on men like a person who farts and blames it on the dog.
If I were a boy, I'd appreciate a girl's ability to express her emotions.
If I were a girl, I would act adult and not feel entitled to burden everyone with my erratic emotions.
If I were a boy, I'd be courteous and remember to put the toilet seat down.
If I were a girl, I'd be less of a control freak who goes on the internet to redefine the meme, first world problems.
If I were a boy, I'd challenge the confines of hypermasculinity, stop policing other men's behaviors and experiences.
If I were a girl, I'd stop using feminine hypersensitivity to police the behaviors and expression of others by claiming everything makes me feel threatened, harassed or unsafe. Although, for the record, she does have a point. Men need to stop bullying other men on how to act in a stereotypical masculine way.
If I were a boy, I'd stop posting degrading memes about females on social media.
If I were a girl, I'd learn the definition of hypocrisy.
If I were a boy, I wouldn't mistake a woman's kindness for weakness.
If I were a girl, I wouldn't mistake a man's kindness for sexual harassment.